Alright guys, it's been a while since I uploaded a video. Last video I spoke about the best way to structure a training program around your lifestyle and around your goals, and essentially sticking to the program you think you could be the most consistent with. Now I'm going to talk about how to actually get the most out of your training and specifically bringing up your weak points. So I would say this video is directed more so towards intermediate to advanced lifters. I think as a beginner, you really should only be focusing on the basics, compound movements, which are always have a place, but more so sticking to the very basics at the beginning. As you become intermediate to advanced, you'll start to learn what your weak points are. So here's a little bit of advice on how to bring up your weak points. First thing is to structure them earlier on in the week. So let's say you're lacking in your chest area. What I would do is schedule your chest workout at the beginning of the week, which seems to be the common trend among most people anyways. But let's say if it's your back, you do the same for back. So I'm not going to do, if arms are my best point, I'm not doing arms at the beginning of the week. They can, I always save my best body part, the one you're genetically gifted with, because everybody's got something. Save that for later in the week. What I would do is, within that workout specifically, focus on exercises early on in the routine for specific weak areas of that body part. So for example, let's say we're working on chest. A lot of people have a weak upper chest, so it seems to be, no matter what, everybody starts with flat bench, which doesn't really make sense if your upper chest is the weak part. So what I would do is start with incline press, start with flies, incline flies, anything to really focus on that upper part first. And then as time goes on, you can, as your workout progresses, you go to the parts that are easier for you to grow. I'll use myself for an example. I do shoulders usually on their own day, and like a lot of people, the rear delts were an area I was lacking in, and I'd still like to bring up, but I would start each shoulder workout most of the time with rear delt flies or some sort of rear delt exercise. It's so common that everybody starts their shoulder workout with overhead press, dumbbell or barbell, which does not make sense because the front delts are getting so much work from bench press and all sorts of different movements. So you really do want to start with that weak point first, early on in the workout. For me, my arms were always my weak point. I would still like to bring them up even more. However, I made dramatic improvements on my arms compared to where they were by training them on their own day, and also training the areas within my arms that were weak. So for example, that long head of the tricep there was always kind of a weak point for me, so I make sure to do overhead movements first that target that part of the arm. And by kind of structuring your routine on a micro scale within each muscle, you really can help improve your physique greatly. Just this one little tip has helped me improve dramatically over the years. I'm still not nearly where I want to be, but certainly better than if I were just to go in and say chest, flat bench, then we do incline, then flies, like a lot of routines will have written out. Everybody is different. Everybody's got weak points. Everybody's got lagging points. Train those lagging areas within the specific muscle early in the workout, and I promise you within several months, you will notice a change in your physique. Have a good one, guys.